Welcome. We're back at it again. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Just a little bit. We like chill vibes, but I want to be able to hear myself talk a little bit. I look sweaty on this. I'm not. How's everybody doing today? How was everyone's week? Get ready for the weekend. It's gonna be a nice weekend now. If you're anywhere near Nashville, it's getting better everywhere you go. So, here we are with the last week of the not spring split, but kind of spring split. Like it's the records carry over the whole season, but we have a mid-year stop with a little playoff happening here. Some interesting things to go over. So what we'll do is we'll kind of go through the weekly recap like we always do, and then I'll look at the standings because it's kind of interesting. It's kind of fascinating who's playing for something, who's not. For those who don't know, after this week, we're going to have a six-team playoff, and the winner's going to go to MSI. And that's going to be really the only international competition you get until Worlds. So it's going to be a bigger deal. I mean, it was a big deal every year you do it, right? But this year, I think it's going to be a pretty big one because there really isn't anything else going on for a while. You got to kind of recalibrate because you don't need to reset this year, right? If you're dead last, you got a long way to climb up after that. So, without further ado, let's get started. By the way, nice lineups everyone picked in the chat yesterday. We were kind of punished by not a lot of kills. So, let's get started. So, Friday, we had Dignitas versus TSM. And Friday, the big trend was no one got over 16 kills, not a single team. And the 16 was Team Liquid, which is crazy to me. But there was no big kill games. There was a lot of people bunched up in the middle. So getting different was really like you didn't have the 300-point games for like in DraftKings or anything. No one was pulling that kind of numbers off. Everyone was walking away with like 200-point wins. Very tough one. But Dignitas takes TSM game one. Dignitas looks like the real deal. I've become a huge fan of them. If you can't tell by the stream name, I am now the latest bandwagon jumper because I wasn't on them for a long time. I kind of doubted them, and I always said I liked the bot lane. I thought Afterman was really good. He made Neo better. I thought Sweego was fine. I thought Fake God's fine. I thought Dark's pretty good. I'm sold. I'm here, and I'm sold, and I love it. The bot lane is great. Like North America this year, I don't know if it's because they're all fighting against each other, but North America seems to have some pretty good bot lanes right now, and I cannot figure out like MSI is gonna be interesting. Let's put it that way. So, Dignitas wins game one, really good game. Goes to the next one where we, the chat, and the down with, and everything here called the upset. We call Eva Geniuses. We went with it. It was a good pick. It was a great pick. Thank you, chat. It went really well. Beat the Mesa 100 Thieves so badly that there's only, again, like 13 kills. It was a really weird day one. Things roller coastered out of control as the weekend went on, but it was an interesting day one. 100 Thieves doesn't look right now. Something looks off. I don't want to put the blame all on them benching Damonte because Damonte was struggling. That being said, I think there's something to be said about screwing up with synergy, right? I blame Damonte. LOP? I don't think I know. You his benching or LOL? Oh, Damonte. Like, yeah, I think Damonte was struggling, but I really do believe that there's synergy there, and he was willing to do what it takes to win. And when you bench him for Ryoma, I think it takes some time to adjust. It's a weird time to do it now. The Spoo. Thank you for the follow, the Spoo. I appreciate you, the Spoo. But yeah, 100 Thieves looks like they have some things to work out. They have talent. They have a talented bot lane, a talented jungler, a talented top lane. Their mid lane's been a little weaker, but I thought Damonte looked pretty good. Obviously, he becomes easy to target ban him because he's a great Twisted Fate. He doesn't have a huge champ pool. He's not the best on more control mage type things. So I think they kind of force him onto that and say, we know you can't play Orianna, so here you go. Take her. Doesn't matter. But keep it moving on. FlyQuest loses to Cloud9. Again, low kills. Really surprising this game because FlyQuest and Cloud9 historically this year have been very high kill participation for both teams. You would expect both the last game and this one to be kind of bloodbaths. They really weren't. They were every game is, again, I'm not gonna keep on saying it, keep repeating myself now. But Cloud9 wins. It was a good game. Next one's Team Liquid just whoops on Golden Guardians. No surprises there. The down on is the first time ever we picked not a person down. We said Golden Guardians. Don't run them. Don't run them. Honestly, don't ever run them. They're just not good. I don't. They're just not good. They're just not good. You see flashes of like, oh, maybe Iconic can, or maybe Iconic can like carry them. And Stixxay had a pretty good game on Sivir that one time. And oh look, a Blaze Olive is pretty good at Tristana. No, it's not. It's not a thing. They're just not good. They're just not good, and it bothers me they're not good because they should be good and they're not good. I don't like it. Moving on. CLG beats Immortals. CLG? Are they putting it together? Are they the Schalke No Fear of this year? Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. But they beat Immortals kind of from start to finish. CLG has had really good, very, very strong early games all season. And they're figuring out how to close it out now. And I don't want to give too much credit to one person, but I'd say Broxah seems like he is able to say, we have a lead, how do we not lose a lead? They've seemed to play a bit more controlled now. They don't seem to like to take the lead and just like go out of control and lose a game in the long run. They seem like they know what they're doing. So let's just take it slowly. Let's have Finn go top. Let's keep on doing that. Let's have Broxah in jungle, and let's control and win this game. Pole Belter looking really good. I still liked RJS. I actually think they have two really good mid laner options there. It's interesting because it's almost the opposite of 100 Thieves, where I think they have two underrated mid laners. The chat says they're looking better. I honestly don't think it's Broxah. It might not be. I think, in my opinion, this is kind of the Aframu theory for me coming out, is I think that sometimes a winning veteran can just bring a mentality of just keep it calm, don't get too excited. Obviously, you have Wild Turtle, so that's kind of a moot point because you already have that guy. But I also think that having somebody who's more willing to shot call, who says, I've been there before, let's just take a control lead and go, can be really helpful. Maybe looking into it too much. I don't know. Maybe that's not it at all. He also is just better than Griffin too, so that can help a lot as well. But who knows? So we go on to Saturday. Friday is a pretty boring day for DraftKings, but whatever. First game, Dignitas whoops on Golden Guardians. It was good stuff. So down with last week, we called a Golden Guardians and a FlyQuest stack. We wanted, I wrote it down to make sure, Neo Aframu and Johnson Palafox. Guess what happened? They were the two best teams. Oh, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. But if you picked that stack, you had a very, 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 very good chance of finishing first place in any tournament that you entered. Any lobby that you entered, you probably won. Or you finished high in cash, unless you configured it a weird way. But if you ran Neo as a captain, and then Johnson and Aframu and Palafox, I think you needed Dardoch as your jungler, and the top laner would have had to be, it might have been Licorice. I can't remember if Licorice or Fake out there. But whatever it was, we ran it. It worked really well. Number one lineup of the week. It was very fun. Winning money is always a good time. We had a hard Sunday, but Saturday we took everything down with this lineup. So good on you if you watched the show last week and you took the two stacks we did. The next one is TSM just dismantling 100 Thieves. Again, it just doesn't look right. Something's not quite there. I don't know what it is. They beat 100 Thieves pretty handily. It's interesting because what our argument was if 100 Thieves wins, it's going to be a high kill count. TSM wins, going to be a low kill count. TSM wins. It wasn't a low kill count. It was actually, I mean, PoE does look great. Lost look great. They all look good. They look good. This is a good looking team. Team Liquid against Cloud9. Team Liquid looks great. I really do think that Team Liquid limit tests for 8 other teams they play. And they play Cloud9 and they go, okay, here's our best chance we have of international caliber teams. We need to put our try-hard pants on and just win this game and see how do we stack up against these people. I think the other 8 games a year, they kind of, 8 teams they play in a season. I think they kind of, let's just limit test a little bit. Let's see how it goes. It's weird. But then they show up here, look great. Who can complain? They keep on moving on. Immortals beats Evil Geniuses. Really, really interesting game. I like both teams. I think Immortals, I've been kind of drumming the Immortals drum for a while, and I still think they're a really good team. I think Xerxes is really good. I think Revenge is like low-key a very, very, very good top laner. I wouldn't put him up there with Alfari's level or Sunday's level, but I put him right in that tier 2. And, I mean, he just impresses me constantly. Impact looked good, too. By the way, we'll talk about the last one on this Friday, too. Can we stop giving Impact Renekton? Has he lost yet, Renekton? He's 7-0, I think he is now. 7-0. Can we just ban Renekton? Because that seems to be the key, but I digress. Clear my throat. The next one, FlyQuest COG. Spoiler alert, I already told you this one. FlyQuest dominates them, puts up 20 some odd kills, looks great. Johnson looks good. Palafox looks good. The team looks good. They look good. And then you kind of go, oh, maybe COG isn't the way we think they are. And we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Because then we had Sunday, where if you also followed my advice, you got killed on Sunday. It was a hot and cold kind of week. Luckily, we finished so high up on Saturday that our Sunday losses were not nearly as punished, because we ended up way up in the week still. Like I said, if you play GPP, plays our downwits, you were finishing top. I believe we didn't enter the 5K, but I think if we did, we would have won, unfortunately, with that lineup. Kind of a bummer, but what are you going to do? 100 Thieves beats Golden Guardians. I don't think that says anything good about 100 Thieves. I think you should be Golden Guardians. You're not just playing an academy team. You're playing like a 1AA team. Like, you're playing a minor league. It's not good. So they win that game. Fine. Sunday were tons of kills the entire time. So 100 Thieves has a bunch of kills. Dignitas has a ton of kills against Evil Geniuses. I need to slow down a bit. I can feel myself getting excited and speeding up. I need to slow it down, ease it down. Dignitas wins. Wins pretty decidedly again. Again, this team is looking really hot right now. We move on over, and TSM not only beats Cloud9, but with a high number of kills. Like, are we sure that we have the labels correct at the top number of kills? Because TSM, I think, had 20 plus kills there. And it looks really good. I can't quite figure TSM out. When you think they're rolling, they're playing really efficient, really effective games, they then drop to a weird team and they make stupid mistakes. When they're playing really tough games, you have Spica Hecarim ulting over the Baron wall to steal Baron. And I just don't get it sometimes. They have so much talent, and there's times they seem like they're on the same page. They look like a South Korean team sometimes. And then they have times they look like they're out of, North America. Imagine being down 60 CS and being 0-3 in the first 6 minutes. Dude, it was... Cloud9's one of the teams that got exposed last year of, if you could disrupt Blabber, they just can't get going. They were so hot last year, they ended up just missing the worlds altogether. And I think we're showing that off again, where it's they're a team that when they roll hard. But when they're behind, I don't know if they can figure out how to come back and win. It's concerning for Worlds. It's concerning for MSI. It's concerning in general. They need to figure out how to fight their way back into things. And you would hope Perks is that guy. And I think there's potential that he can be. Not potential. He's shown he can be. But it's kind of it's a mentality shift they have to make. We'll see what happens there. 2 more games left. I think last year the meta shift was too severe for them. Yeah, Olaf come out of meta was a big deal for what's his name? The guy, Blabber. Yeah, the meta shift was going to be a big deal for them, but we'll see what happens. If they're that meta dependent still. Hopefully not. COG beats Team Liquid. COG beats Team Liquid. COG beats Team Liquid. I don't know. Is this say CLG getting better, or is Team Liquid just limit testing? I didn't think so. It felt like a fairly like a pretty good team comp. They tried playing well, made some obvious mistakes, but it seemed they weren't trying to go balls to the wall or anything. Did anyone call CLG? I didn't. I mean, there are people in who I played this who called it, which is ridiculous. I had Team Liquid and Cloud9 stacked on Sunday. Guess what they both did? They both lost miserably. It was a bad Sunday. I think it's actually the first time all season we have had both pairings on the same day lose. Which I guess if one loses, you're probably out no matter what. So, But yeah, this is a brutal one. COG wins. It's something. There's something there. I don't know what it is though. And then the final game is Immortals beats FlyQuest. Again, I like Immortals. I really do. I like them a lot. They've been slowing their tempo down a bit more too, and they haven't been going like the very aggressive EG Cloud9 100 Thieves style, where like you win with 25 kills or you lose. They've been playing more efficiently. They've been smarter with rotations. They've been helping each other out. Insanity has seemed to slow down his play a little bit, which is, I think, something that's going to only benefit them in the long run. And Revenge pops off again. Revenge is a better team. He could be an international level talent. Yeah, I agree. Revenge is obscenely talented. I do think Xerxes can. I don't think that Immortals can't build a team around him. I think Insanity has grown a lot this year. Last year he was very, very hot and cold. He'd run it down sometimes. Other times he'd like try to run it down and end up getting a triple kill and win. I think Xerxes really good too. Their bot lane leaves something to be desired. Sometimes you have the Hand of Destiny pulling these insane Blitzcrank pulls, and other times he just kind of seems a little lost. And Raze does not seem to be the answer here. Back in Australia in the Oceania League, it was FBI and Rage were the 1-2 punch of the ADCs, and everyone thought maybe he can come back and be near FBI's level. He's not. He just doesn't look to be there. I think that Immortals has probably the highest ceiling that's unrealized so far. Period. Actually, I think their top jungle and mid can really, really impress people a lot, but they just can't seem to figure out that. They can't seem to figure it out consistently. I really do believe a change in the bot lane can make a big difference, and then more consistency out of Destiny would help out a ton. He has games where he just looks like just crazy talented. These Blitzcrank pulls, like Mad Life Blitzcrank pulls, and then disappears on Rel, which is something you should really succeed really easily in. Let's see. To be fair, people were surprised with FBI. That's true, but I think that surprise carried over. Well, if FBI is that good, maybe raises too. That being said, FBI also took some time to get going. So this is in the books. I'm going to actually show my screen now really fast and jump over here. Basically, what I want to show what the standings look like. Oh, that's my face. Hey, how's it going? There you go. That's what I'm looking at. So the top 6 teams are going into the summer like mid-season playoff thing. To be fair, the current standings, it's Cloud9, TSM, Dignitas, Team Liquid, 100 Thieves, Evil Geniuses, Immortals. Everyone else, count them out statistically. They're not going to make it, right? I do find, well, I think actually technically FlyQuest can make it technically. I don't see it happening, but if they win all 3, to be fair, we had to be fairs in the chat. Everyone's to be fair. FlyQuest could make it in. They probably won't though. The best chance of sneaking in is going to be Immortals, and I think the way that 100 Thieves and EG has been playing, Immortals sneaking in there can definitely happen. So it's really interesting to see. I believe it's the bottom 2 teams are automatically in the losers bracket, and the top 4 play in the winners bracket with double elimination. So right now we're looking at most likely, obviously it's going to change, but most likely Cloud9, TSM, Dignitas, and I think Team Liquid solidifies it in probably. So there's a really weird hodgepodge here. If Team Liquid keeps on limit testing, they might have a hard time. I think they might buckle down because they really want to make sure, don't put yourself at a disadvantage by playing single elimination games, right? Put yourself at an advantage here. So it's going to be interesting. Really, the playoffs are other than Dignitas, this is who we expected to be our top 6 teams. I think FlyQuest was probably assumed to be ahead of Dignitas, but Dignitas looks great. Team Liquid, obviously, you expect them to be in that 1-2 spot. They're only a game out, not like they're crazy out or anything. It's actually kind of close. Obviously, there's only been a handful of games, but it's been a good season so far. So with that being said, I just want to make sure you guys saw this, have some insight for what people are playing for. Obviously, it's not like last week before Worlds starts. Like, you got to win or else. So, but there's probably some skin up there. Hopefully, let's hope there's some competitive edge here. So who do we have Friday? We got, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. We have Cloud9 CLG, Evil Geniuses TSM, 100 Thieves Immortals, Team Liquid Dignitas, and Golden Guardians FlyQuest in the game that does not matter. So the big notes here are Cloud9 kind of came up short a little bit last weekend, and COG overachieved. Can they do it again? And my thought is no, but they have looked like objectively better the last 3 weeks. I think actually they have a winning record in the last 2.5 weeks. If you looked at the last like 7 or 8 games, I think they have a winning record, which is crazy to think about. Evil Genius is TSM. I don't see how TSM doesn't win. Evil Genius plays very aggressively, and TSM can and will expose your mistakes. They're very much like Team Liquid to me. They're very good at exposing those mistakes, and I think Huni has really stepped up a lot. I was a Huni hater. I was a TSM hater, but he looked good. He looks good. I think he can handle impact, which is something that a lot of top laners cannot do. I think he has a talent to do it. If they can ban Renekton, they're probably in good shape because let's see, Evil Genius has 8 wins and 7 losses, and I think in the regular season, not lock-in included, they're 5-0 on Renekton. So without Renekton, they are 3-7. Maybe you should ban it. Maybe. Who knows? It's on TSM to throw. Absolutely. I think this is TSM's game. But 100 Thieves Immortals is going to be really interesting to me because it's Ryoma's day again. He's still starting. There's clearly some problems going in there with synergy. And like we said earlier, Revenge is very underrated. Sunday's really good. There's no doubt about it. But if anyone can hold Sunday in check, it's Alfari number 1. And number 2, at this point, you can't really convince me it's not Revenge. Like, he looks good. I would say he's up there with Impact. He's up there with Huni. Like, he looks really good. I think he can handle him. He, meaning Revenge, can handle him, meaning Someday. I'm not going to use he's and it's and whatnots. I'll use the words. So I'll use the words. Liquid and Dignitas. I think Liquid buckles down and plays hard against Dignitas. It's going to be a very good game. I'm really interested to watch this because this is probably going to be the most obvious playoff implication game that you might see a repeat in the playoffs here. Maybe EGTSM as well, but I think Team Liquid Dignitas is probably the most likely one. And then finally, Golden Guardians and FlyQuest. FlyQuest wins, and don't even watch it. Don't watch it, but FlyQuest wins. The problem with 100 Thieves is they want to control mage player mid, which Amante isn't, but Ryoma is a bad mid laner. That is the exact. That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct, and I think it's a mistake. I don't think you need a control mage mid player with that team comp. I think you can rely on Someday playing a carry top and the bot lane playing carry bot. And I think you can actually make, I know you say weak sides top and bottom. Why not make mid the weak lane, right? Like, why not make him a rotating person? I like, obviously, LeBlanc's out of like meta, but I like the ability for him to be able to have a roaming champ. I know LeBlanc's probably not the best for his pool, but I think he can probably play her better because his playstyle makes sense. They're going to continue to ban out Twisted Fate. I would love to see Damonte come back in and pull out a Galio, pull out a Rise maybe, something that can rotate quickly. But beside the fact, I'm losing faith in them quickly. It's kind of bumming me out. Next day we have TSM Immortals, Dignitas Cloud9, FlyQuest 100 Thieves, EG Team Liquid, and CLG Golden Guardians. Probably the best day as far as quality of games go. We'll go through a bit quicker because we've already been on for a little bit and we're only on day 2 of the slate. But this is probably the most exciting one for me. I'm really interested to see TSM Immortals. TSM's the favorite, but I like Immortals. I really do. You've heard me say it a lot. It's going to depend on what happens the day before. I really believe they can put a challenge to TSM. Dignitas Cloud9, the obvious, everyone put him at number 1. I have number 2, but I haven't had a number 1 versus like the underdog. Holy hell, where did Dignitas come from? Which is really exciting. I would love to see Perk for Soligo. Soligo is a guy who's impressed me a lot lately. I was very down on him. I love the Neo Afro move. I didn't think Soligo had the skill, and he's been proving me wrong consistently. So I would love to see where does he finish off. Dardoch versus Blabber, love it. Love it. It's 2 very interesting jungle play styles. I like it a lot. And then we have FlyQuest 100 Thieves. I like 100 Thieves, but it's going to depend on the first day. right? This is going to make or break my decisions. I do think that Flacco sits as the advantage right now in the mid lane, and Jose Diodo is playing out of his mind. So I can see an argument for why he has the advantage. They have the advantage also in the jungle. Will be interesting because also Flacco does not play for wins in the bot lane. They play the goofier picks to be better in team fights. So maybe that advantage that FBI and who he have isn't going to be accentuated at all. So it will be interesting. And then finally, I think Team Liquid beats Evil Geniuses. I think they buckle down, draft a real team comp, play a really tight game, and just crush them. And COG Golden Guardians, in the game that has absolutely no implications for the playoffs, I think COG will continue to show, like, hey, we're not as bad as you think we are, and here is a dead Golden Guardians team. I'm a hater. I'm sorry. Sorry, in the chat we had exactly play to Demonte's strength, permagank top or bottom. Exactly. That's what I don't understand is that's what's always worked for them is him playing to his strength, saying, I don't need to win lane, I need to make them win lane. And we're going to apply so much pressure, it doesn't matter. And they did with Haunter, and they have a better top laner, continue to do it. Put Sunday on carries. Have Demonte play the enabler. I would love to see it. But Sunday, we have Sunday, not someday, Sunday, in the Mega Slam. We have FlyQuest Editas, Golden Guardians TSM, 100 Thieves Team Liquid, CLG and EG, and Immortals and Cloud9. Again, some interesting games here. I do like Editas a lot over FlyQuest. They've been really impressing me a lot, and I think they will handle FlyQuest, although FlyQuest is still better than we think they are. Better than the standings show they are. 5 and 10 is pretty low, but I think Editas wins it either way. TSM crushes Golden Guardians. I'm not going to mention that one too much. I think Team Liquid beats 100 Thieves. I think there's too much kind of up in the air right now. 100 Thieves. There's some weird stuff going on there. We'll see. I have 100 Thieves. I have Team Liquid beating them, and they're probably not going to have much fantasy relevancy. I don't think. COG Evil Geniuses. I have EG, but if you wanted to go with COG, I can't blame you for that at this point. They look interesting. And then Immortals Cloud9. Cloud9 is the clear favorite, but I like Immortals a lot. You heard me say it a bunch of times. I think there's 3 games here that actually have DraftKings implications. That's the first one, the last 2. So we'll see what happens there. Now we get on to our stacks. Can we do it again? Can we pick the top 4 players in a stack and guarantee you guys all have the chance? Everyone here has a chance at the 5K to first event. Maybe. Who knows? We'll find out. Number 1, we have Perks and Vulcan, who is the tied for first right now with at 13-8. They are tied with Team Liquid. They have Cloud9. So what I like, they have CLG, not Cloud9. They are Cloud9. But what I like about them is I think that they will take. I want to see can they come back from being down. I said that earlier. I said that I don't know how hard they can roll when they play from behind. CLG takes a lot of very early leads. They tend to do that almost every game right now. They just keep on winning the early game. Even the ones they lose, they take the early game a lot of times. So I'm really curious to see can Perks and Vulcan, can all of Cloud9 rally and win that. I do believe that Perks can just outperform Pole Belter throughout the entire game. I would love to see them build a team that says we're going to roll through Perks because we're going to trust that when CLG takes an early lead, we can rely on Perks to get us back in there. Something crazy, like maybe not a Kali pick necessarily, but some sort of hard carry pick. A Tristana actually. I think Tristana would be a great pick for that. If they don't counter it and maybe you know who you're picking into, I think that'd be a really good pick. Fudge's role should be just don't feed, and we'll see what happens there. The game against TL was the first time they didn't get first blood. COG, really? That is shocking because they won. I didn't realize that. But yeah, they're really good early game. Closing has been their biggest problem. But either way, we have Perks and Vulcan tied for first on Friday. It makes it hard to get different. So, God, it's hot in here, man. I don't have the AC on yet, but I don't want to have the AC on in March. How do we pair that up, right? We need to find something that can help balance that out, make things a bit cheaper. And we have Jose Diodo and Licorice, who are tied for 4th at 13,000. I like them because they're playing a bad team. I like them because they're playing a bad team, and they don't aggressively win either. They don't win very, very quickly. Jose Diodo loves the PvE play style, which I like a lot in this matchup. I think that Licorice will just beat Niles. So there's that. Oh, sorry. That felt good. I do like it a lot. If you stack these two right here, you're talking 26,800. You're only halfway there with two to pick or three to pick left. I think you can probably find your captain out of Perks or Jose Diodo and then go from there. I'd probably lean Perks, although it gets really hard to price things out then because he is the number 2 costed mid laner. So we'll see what happens. But I like this stack a lot as far as playability goes. I think they're both in big advantages for clean wins. I can see them as both a single entry, a double up contestant, and then I can see a world where they actually just both clean up and finish number 1 and 2 in kills. Also, you're going to have a hard time getting different in the big GPPs. People will lean on these teams a lot, but I think in a single entry or a double up, they're in really good shape here. I think they have a very good opportunity to get you some money, get you some good tendies going on here. So we'll go on to Saturday here. Saturdays have been our day, apparently. We've been crushing Saturdays all year. I went back and looked at it. I couldn't believe it, actually. We've been doing great on Saturdays. So go Saturday. It's for the boys and the girls and League of Legends. My fangirlism is going to keep on growing on. We got Dardoch and Fake God. I like this because they're underdogs. Tendies. Ferda. Tendies Ferda what? We'll see. I finish that chat. But we have Dardoch and Fake God. I like it a lot because it's risky, right? This is something where I like to get different. If I pick a nice double up or single entry the first day, I want to make sure I'm trying to find something that can be more unique. And I think that Dignitas beating Cloud9 is both within the realm of possibilities and going to be unique enough. And it should be a bloodbath because Cloud9 fights and they fight and they fight. And I do believe that Fake God and Dardoch can match them up in top and jungle that way. I think Neo and Aphromoo can definitely win lane against Vulcan and Sven, but I would rather bank on the win coming through the top and jungle than anything else. So really curious about what happens here. This is where I get really excited because I think they're going to be very, very low costed. You have a ton of flexibility. Obviously, they're going against the number 1 team, right? It's going to be tougher, but I do think that if anyone has a chance to beat Cloud9 and making it fantasy relevant, I don't think there's another team out there other than, I mean, not even EG right now, right? It's got. I think Dignitas is probably the best opportunity at beating Cloud9 in a high kill game. I think so. All right. I think. Tell me who else has a good chance of doing it and putting up 25 kills. It's not Team Liquid. It's not TSM. 100 Thieves looks like they're kind of being dismantled. So is EG. Like, it looks weird. Tendies, Ferda, boys, and gals, and League Legends. But we love Dardoch Fake God here. I really find this one to be quite interesting because I think, yeah, like I said, this is going to be one where, oh, maybe they have a chance here. And we have another flex play here, right? So this Saturday one, I love the idea of stacking these two teams in a GPP because I think they're going to be very, very, very unique. I don't think you're going to get a lot of matchups that are going to have Dignitas and CLG stacked up together, right? At the same time, I think they're both great starting points, right? To pivot into something that's only the number 1 cost, right? Maybe you want to go with an easy win. I want, let's take a look here. TSM over Immortals, easy win. Maybe if you think it's an easy win, you think Team Liquid is just going to crush EG, right? Maybe that's where you want to go with a double up, right? You want the easy win here. That's fine too. But I do think the idea of stacking Dignitas and CLG is something that, like, starting the year off, you would never imagine you'd be stacking these two teams up. But the last 3 weeks, why not? They both look really good. And I think Wild Turtle and Pobelter have a chance because they're playing Golden Guardians. And they're both aggressive early. They're going to get in. They're just going to beat them down. My biggest concern here is that CLG gets an early lead and then wins it within 25 minutes. That's like the biggest concern I have here. But I think they're going to be a great pick, especially CLG for everything. Double up, GPP, single entry GPP. I think they have a lot of utility here because they're going to be suppressed salaries, but CLG is not considered a great team, but they're playing against a miserable team. So watch them lose now because I said that. Excuse me. Had to mute the mic there. I had to do something that's not very ladylike. I like this matchup a lot. Spoiler alert, I'm probably going to be playing this in some interesting GPPs because I think this stack, this is the stack of my dreams, kind of, right? It's like, oh, these guys can both win, and people are going to sleep on these guys, and I can literally make any lineup I want with these two teams because they're going to be so cost suppressed. I get free reign of what I want here. So keep on going. Sunday, we have definitely an impact. There's 2 reasons why. One, I think both of them can handle a CLG onslaught in the beginning. We have CLG day 1 or day 2. I have these guys beating them day 3. I think Impact can handle Finn. I think definitely can handle the bot lane of CLG, especially with Vulcan too. What really interests me a lot here is that there's a real chance, and we'll go back. I just want to pull up the standings again really fast and make sure I'm not talking my ass here. Evil Genius is 6th place, right? They're teetering on the edge, and they have some really tough games. They have Team Liquid day 2, they have TSM day 1. Like them going in here 8 and 9, not just like possible, but likely, right? It's likely here. And you have Immortals who are they're 7-8 right now. They have TSM and 100 Thieves. A world where they're 8-9, like why not, right? This can be a really big breaking day for these two teams in must-win scenarios. And I think you're going to get the best play possible out of definitely an Impact because Immortals plays last. You don't know what's going to happen, right? They play Cloud9. Should they win? Probably not, but why risk it, right? They're going to play their asses off, and I think they're going to be really good. Definitely is not a KDA player. He wants to win, and he'll win with kills and deaths, and that's a dream for us. I think that they are a very interesting pick here, and probably the third cost that I'm thinking. Obviously, TSM probably number 1 cost, I believe, and Team Liquid will be number 2. I can see Cloud9 being 3. I can see them being 4 actually, but I like them a lot because they have a lot to play for, and they will not know their fate until the end of the day, most likely. And then finally, we have Soligo and Neo on Sunday. I think this is going to be a really interesting one, again, because of the playoff implications. Say somehow FlyQuest beats Golden Gardens, which they probably will, and 100 Thieves. Now, again, they're 7 and 10 going into this, right? They need that win. They're playing game 1, so they're going to be playing pretty hard. But at the same time, you also have Viditas be playing for that top 4 seed. They don't want to be playing from behind in a single elimination, right? They want to have that extra loss to give in the midseason playoff, right? So I do look at Neo Sligo and say, I've been rolling you all year. You've been doing great for me all year. Do it one more time. Do it one more time. They've been great. They've been killing it. They're the top 2 performers on their team, which is not surprising as the ADC mid, but they're the top 2 performers like up there in the entire league in their wins, right? In their wins, these two are posting 30 plus points each win. It's very impressive. I think they keep doing it. I love this pick actually too. The day 1's a little trickier to get different here. The day 2 and 3, I'm loving them. And this is where I get to my football mentality. I play a lot of DFS football too, where it's like, oh well, it's a win. It's a must-win situation. They're gonna play so hard. On to the down on. It's Ryoma. Shark just put it best in the chat. The problem is that they want to control player mid. Demonte's not that guy, so they go, oh, we'll put Ryoma in. But Ryoma's not good. It's not good. So what do you do with that? He's the 3rd costed player on Friday. He's the 3rd costed mid laner. That's crazy to me. Like, it's Immortals. Like, Insanity is not bad. As a matter of fact, let's go back here really fast. If you put Insanity up here instead of Perks and Vulcan, or instead of Jose Diodo and Licorice, because you wanted to get cheaper and maybe the cost doesn't make sense, I can see that argument right now. Like, I don't know why they think Ryoma's a number 3 mid laner in cost tomorrow. It kind of blows my mind, actually. And I want to avoid him at all costs because even if they win, I don't think they win through the mid lane. And I don't think he'll ever earn that price when you have, 7 different mid laners who are priced above him. Like, you can't tell me that Palafox doesn't have potential to outplay him, or Jizuke, or PoE if one of those 2 win. Or, shoot, the guy he's going against. Like, Insanity is good lately. Been very good. So we'll see what happens here. But seems really, really high cost to me. We'll keep on going. The next one we have is Fake God. We are all over Dignitas. Love them. Love them, love them, love them. Can they beat Team Liquid? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them at this point, right? Will it be through top lane? No. Alfar is really good. He doesn't lose lane. He was on the worst placed team in LEC last year, and he almost never lost lane. Like, what he does is gross. It's Deshaun Watson on the Texans gross. Like, oh, this team sucks, but this guy's really good. Although Team Liquid does not suck. The LEC team sucked. I blank on their name now. That's how bad they were. They had a name change. That's all I remember. But either way, I don't like Fake God here at all. I think if you're going to go with Dignitas and say that they're going to upset Team Liquid, more power to you. don't through the top lane. Build your team around the mid bot and maybe even the team option there, because you know Team Liquid is going to make you beat them on all facets, right? They're going to challenge you in everything. So you'll be getting high dragons, high barons, a lot of turrets ideally. Team Liquid is not the most aggressive, so maybe you even get a good first blood out of there too. Like I can see a Dignitas win through mid bot and team. So like that one a lot. Next one we have is Raze on Saturday. You kind of heard me allude to this already. I like Immortals a lot. I think they have one weakness, and it is their ADC, I think, or what do they call it now? Bot, whatever. Like, it used to be ADC, but now they play AP. Either way, I think Immortals has a chance against TSM, but I don't think it's through the bot lane again. I can see a world where they roll top really hard through Huni, or against Huni, and that's great. And I think it's going to rely on Insanity getting his two up in Rift and kind of fighting for Baron, or not Baron, but Dragon and all that. I don't think Ray's going to do much. He's struggled a lot, and I think at this point they're more comfortable putting him on a supportive bot laner. I can see him going on a Seraphine. Like, he's the kind of guy that if when Ashe is in meta, he's playing Ashe, right? Because he makes everyone else better. So, it doesn't really excite me right now. That bot lane's too hot and cold for me to rely on, especially against Sordar, who's coming to his own, and Lost, who's looking really, really good lately, too. Another Oceana person, I think, too, right? Maybe? Maybe. But, again, do I think Immortals wins? No. If I were to put money on them, though, it wouldn't be through the bot lane. It'd be Revenge, Xerxes, Insanity, and probably the team. Maybe Destiny. Probably not Race. That's what we have is Jizuke on Sunday. Oh, that's supposed to be Saturday. Sorry. Saturday. Ignore that. It's supposed to be Saturday. Hold on. We'll change this. Don't look. Close your eyes. It's embarrassing. Saturday. Yeah, it's Saturday the whole time, guys. Don't look at the next one either. I just don't see him having a chance against Jensen. That's all there is to it, right? I think Jizuke runs it down a lot lately, like a gross amount lately, which is weird. Last year, he was bad at the beginning, solid in the middle, bad at the end. This year, he was good. He was great in the beginning. Looks bad right now. So maybe he finishes off the year later on really good again. Who knows? But right now, I have not liked watching Jizuke. He makes me nervous. And I think if anyone is going to punish him, it's going to be, but is it this Saturday? I swore I said Saturday. It says Saturday right there. It says Saturday. Look, you take your eyes and look right there. It says Saturday. Because I put Saturday down. It said it the whole time. Everyone saw it. Anyways, it's hot. I don't want to turn the AC on. It's March 11th. This is ridiculous. 3/11. Hey, it's 3/11 day. I didn't know that. Everyone goes to 3/11 to this. But I like Jizuke a lot. I think he's a good player, but he's playing really bad right now. And I think that Jensen can absolutely expose any run it down moments he has. I think Jensen's going to expose that. The Impact will have his hands full on the top end of the Fari. I think that's going to send Svenskeren up there a lot too. I think it's going to be an island in the mid lane, and that's not good for him. Chat says, we've had our AC on for a week. Just embrace it. No, I'm cheap. I'm really cheap. Ask my wife. I'm very, very cheap. Very, very cheap. Yeah, I actually want nothing to do with EG almost as a whole in this game. I don't like it at all. Makes me nervous. The last one we have. We're going to change this again. This says Saturday. Everyone saw it. It's Sunday. We're going back to Team Liquid again, another game with them. We have them beating EG. I have them beating 100 Thieves, but I will say one thing 100 Thieves is very good at currently is their bot lane. They outplay the bot lane in Team Liquid twice now. And I think part of that might have been Core J doing weird things. I think the last time they played Nautilus and he was doing the crazy flash hooks that were hitting, but then he'd die afterwards. Like, it's just, again, it was limit testing-ish, But I do believe that 100 Thieves' biggest strength is their bot lane right now. Closer, who is really, really good, has been kind of not disappeared, but I think he's forcefully taken a backseat because their mid lane is such a problem. And some days not having his dominating wins the way he usually does, I think it's made the bot lane really, really fascinating for me. And I think Team Liquid should win it. Will it be through tactical? I don't know. He's going to be probably pretty high costed, and I like the idea of going with an Alfari, a Jensen, a Santorin, a team in a double up GP or not double up or GPP, just double up though, because I think those are your best chances. I think they're going to their team option is always good because they win across the board. Always a great team option. I think that Alfari is going to whoop on someday because Alfari is really good. Great option there. I think Jensen is going to just dunk on Ryoma. Like, that's hilarious to me. Like, talk about a 60 CS difference in like 6 minutes. Like, that might be that one too. I think he's just gonna wreck Ryoma. I can't wait to see it. Um, but I think the double up entry for them is going to come out of the top, mid, team, and jungle. Santorin's been kind of absent though in kill participation, but I think this is a game where he'll be kind of everywhere because it's easy to gank winning lanes, right? Not gank winning lanes, but easy to roll winning lanes. Like, you want to go to a lane that's winning already. I think they'll not easily, but I think they will bait in Ryoma. I think they will bait in someday, maybe a little bit. He's a bit smarter, but I think they can get him either way. But either way, it's going to be a really interesting weekend. Again, just one more look at this. We're looking at a very, very tight top to bottom. Like, there is a log jam across the whole thing. There is a potential that when this ends, Evil Geniuses is tied with Cloud9. It won't happen, but it can, and that's kind of crazy to me that it can happen. No team has run away with the season at all, right? 11-4, it's good. It's not crazy. I mean, other than Golden Guardians, every team here is posting like reasonable games. Like, even the ones they lose, they look good doing. So I think there's a lot of really good opportunity here. We talk about the playoffs. Like, I still don't see how anybody other than Team Liquid and Cloud9 on the top of their game is not the best representation for international play. The question we're coming down to now is who's the third option for Worlds, and TSM looks like the obvious choice. I actually think Dignitas can end up becoming a good choice too. They need work, obviously. But I don't look at 100 Thieves right now and say they're international ready. I don't look at Evil Geniuses. I think Immortals is not ready right now, but I think there is a world where by the end of the season, not MSI, but the end of the season, we can be saying, oh, maybe Immortals could be like the FlyQuest of last year, right? Chat says, wouldn't be surprised if Jensen just ruins his day. There are very few teams I just hate on as much as Golden Guardians, but I do believe that Jensen is going to make Ryoma look so bad that he couldn't make the Golden Guardians roster the next day. Like, I think he's just going to embarrass him. Jensen's coming to his own right now, and I'm loving watching him play, and I think he's just going to wreck Ryoma. And I cannot wait to see it for one. Damn. Yeah, damn's right. Damn's right. So, it's going to be a bit of a shorter one today. We kind of went through things quickly. Is there any questions in the chat we got going on? We can build a lineup if you guys wanted to. I don't know what you guys want to do. But look at us. We went through this in like 45 minutes. We flew through it. Good for us. Maybe. Is that good? If I'm like doing content, is it good to rush through things? I don't know. But here we are. Sweaty. Build a lineup. Let's build a lineup. Let's do it. Let's build a lineup. We're going to use we got to plug who we use for this. Esports Department. Very, very helpful. They're great when it comes to all League of Legends, DFS, and betting. They're good with CSGO. Like, they're just becoming an awesome, awesome resource for this. They use Fantasy Labs for Optimizer. They have great articles. They have great videos. They have a Fresh Faces video that I think is particularly fantastic. It may or may not, we're not really sure yet, feature me. Go watch it. But they also have some great. The Infinity Edge is a great show about the LCS. They have really, really good LPL and LCK content. I like them across the board. Their betting advice is fantastic too. They're always fun. But let's go ahead and see. Let's go build a lineup here. We'll build a build a single entry here. So I'll pull up my sheet again so we can always see. I'm gonna actually do that really fast just because I don't know what's on my drive. I don't know. Oh, here we go. So let's go and pull our implied kills in here. All right. So like we said, it's a bit of a trickier one the first day. Not the most exciting weekend to be long. Yeah, it's a little weird. Wild Turtle feeling it. Wild Turtles. Wild 10 days. Okay. Let's see where we're at. They're playing Cloud9, so Wild maybe not. That being said, their implied kills, if they win, has been 19. I just can't see a world where they win. Like, do you really that confident in it? You really want to put? Never mind. There you go. Yeah, I think we forgot who they played. Yeah, not a great one at all. Retreat. So I don't have the betting odds up right now, but let's go ahead and just highlight who we think is going to be the favorites here. It's going to be Cloud9. I'm going to go on a limb and say TSM. Probably Immortals, but that's a sketchy one. Probably Liquid. Again, interesting one. And then FlyQuest, I think, is going to be a hard dark red here, right? So let's see. We got All In Dig. All right, Big Dig. We're Big Dig energy over here. All right, we're going Dig. They're playing Team Liquid is a tricky one, but why not? Let's go for it. So we'll go with the Dignitas stack. Who's our other stack going to be here? I highlighted who the likely favorites are. Doesn't mean that's who are going to win. Doesn't mean they're my favorite. But if I had to say, if I'm guessing the betting odds here, these are who I think is going to be taking it. I think they'd probably be a bit darker as well, Cloud9. And also, while you're looking at that, we can also take a look at the down with for that day too. We'll see. Someone very smart, I've heard, he's very, very smart, is down with Cloud9 and with FlyQuest. Maybe just a little saw here. So we got Dig. I gotta keep doing that. So we got Dig and who else? We'll start getting this ready. Filter our teams. Dignitas and FlyQuest. Let's do it. Dignitas and FlyQuest. All right. So as always, usually you don't see that. As always, you never see me do this before. I don't run top support or team. So we're looking at Dardox, Soligo, Neo, Palafox, Johnson, Jose Diodo. Yep, looks about right to me. Now, what I'm going to do here first is just kind of, actually we only have two here, so it's fine. Oh, I will do one thing. Make that a lower amount. I'm just going to run 10 different, or 5. There's only 2 teams here. We're on 5 different lineups here and say what makes most sense to us, right? The first thing I like lately has been a mid laner or an ADC captain. Previously, I was all about the jungle, but since the changes, I've been kind of off the jungle. Not that I think they're bad at all, but I think that they cannot contribute as much. So looking at this, we have Dardock and a lot of, what we're going to do really fast here? We're going to get some differentiation here. I just don't want to see like the same guy selected every single time. So let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. So the first one I want to start off with was, it looks like we can kind of mix and match however we want here. So who's our captain going to be, right? Full disclosure, I'm more partial to the ADC at the moment for captain, and I think we have the opportunity there for both Neo and Johnson. It's pretty interesting here, actually, to begin the two. So we have Johnson, we have 1, 2, 3 Johnson opportunities, and we have 1 single Neo opportunity, right? So that's interesting. Let's go ahead. Is everyone okay if we go with the ADC captain? Or do you have something else in mind you want to go with? No response. I feel like I'm back at work. We're on a conference call. I don't have any comments on this. No? Okay, we'll keep on moving then. We'll assume that no comment's a good comment. I don't know, because either teams are explosive. That's true, but we're talking about kill participation here too. I think this is an interesting pick for this one too. Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, this is my life in conference calls lately. Everyone, no one wants to talk. Okay, well, have a good day. Oh, sorry, I was on mute. I have 5 different questions here. Okay. Anyways, probably Johnson. I agree. I think Johnson's a good pick here too. So if we're talking about Johnson here, we have 3 different ways to get unique here, right? So we have Fake God as the top laner of choice in all 3 of these. That, I have to say, don't love that. Not only do I not love that, I actually almost want to go back and change that because I don't want him to be. I would much rather have Licorice over Fake God in the top lane. Anyone have any thoughts on that? Can I please do that? Because that, please let me do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that because don't get Safari. Come on, that's crazy. It's crazy talk. So we have 1, 2, 3. All right. So we got our mid laners seem to be Dardoch across the board. I like that pick. I think he's been looking really, really good. The big differentiators we have here is going to be Soligal or Palafox and Aphromoo or Diamond. So I don't have any preference to Aphromoo or Diamond or Soligo and Palafox. So we have 2 options of Aphromoo and 2 options of Soligo, actually. So we can pick who you like of either one of those 2, right? Who's your mid laner choice? Who's your Aphromoo or Diamond? Yeah, for sure, right? Palafox and Aphromoo. I love the Aphromoo picks, so let's uncheck this one. So we have Soligo and Palafox. Fox and Fox. Yeah, let's do it. I like it. All right, so here's the line we're looking at here. Johnson, Licorice, Dardoch, Palafox, Neo, Aphromoo, and FlyQuest. I love it. Let's go ahead and enter it in. Let's see. Got over here. We got to find our single entry. Oh, no. Ain't got nothing up here yet. You know what? YOLO. We'll put it in here. Who's feeling tendies? Who's feeling big tendies? Not just tendies. Big old tendies. That big dig energy over here. We got Johnson. We got Licorice. We got Dardoch. YOLO. We got Palafox. We got Neo. We got Aphromoo. We have FlyQuest. First of all, I love this lineup, and it's crazy that they have 3,100 left to spare. I love this lineup. Like, do I think Team Liquid probably wins? Maybe, but like Dignitas is right there every single week right now, and if they win, like if you're talking about implied kills, this is a great way to look at it, right? Look at the implied kill difference, right? It's actually 1. That's it. Never mind. I'm proven wrong here. Typically, and the reason it's going to be here, we can say the teams in loss. If you look at Team Liquid and their losses, only die 14 times a loss. That's a super low number. That's a very, very low number. Whereas Dignitas typically kills 19 times in the win. That's a number you want to see. You like a 19, right? That's a really good number here. But because Team Liquid teams will lose with grace a bit more, it kind of mitigates that number. That being said, doesn't mean it's every time, right? We're rolling this team. We got the Johnson, the Licorice, the Dardoch, the Palafox, the Neo, the Aphromoo, and the FlyQuest on a 10K to first, $15 entry. I love it, by the way. These are getting bigger. This might be is this the first 10K to first we've had in the LCS so far? It started off with 1Ks the first week, and then 2Ks, and then 5K. Like, it's building up. We're getting some big tendies here. I'm loving it. So, love the team. Think we have a good lineup here. Save this one so I don't make it again later on. But everyone go there and throw it in something. Throw in a single entry. Throw in whatever you want. Don't do double up, probably. Probably not a great double up lineup. But a great GPP lineup. I think it's really interesting, and this has a lot of potential here. So, big fan of it. That is our show. We hope you guys like. Oh, can't forget about this. We're not having a show next week. I'll be out of town. I will miss you all dearly. There's no scheduled games right now, too, and I actually have to check if playoffs even start next week or if there's a week off. Let's take a quick look. It probably starts next week, honestly. What I'll be doing for the Patreon supporters is I'll still be posting a lineup there as long as it's being played. Although, where are the dates here? I actually don't see dates. Actually, they don't have dates here, so I don't know if it starts next week or the week afterwards. Boo. I mean, that's fair. I'm happy with you, Boo, that I'm not going to be here. This is exciting here. Playoffs? Playoffs? Talking playoffs? Can't win a game. We have Niles in the top lane. We have a Blaze Olive in the mid lane. We can't win a game. Talk about playoffs. It's funny because I think that was the Jets, and that is the most Jets team possible as the Golden Guardians. The Golden Guardians are the Jets or the Knicks every year except for this year because they're good right now. Or the Pittsburgh Pirates. That's the Golden Guardians. The Pittsburgh Pirates. They have these prospects. They come up. Ooh, look at that. Andrew McCutchen, not bad. Traded. Oh, Mark Mellison, not bad. Traded. Ooh, we have a great 4-second team of players that almost made the World's Tournament. Traded. You're going to 100 Thieves now. They're both yellow. Oh, and they're both yellow too. They're both yellow too. But yeah, was it Jim Mora? Oh, the Jets one was a Herm Edwards. You played to win the game. Sorry, Jim Mora was on the Colts who did that. Play to win the game. Hello, that's the Jets. My bad. Appreciate the clarification there. They both Golden Guards does not play to win the game. Hello. They don't practice. They don't practice. Practice? Practice? I'm talking about a game that they can't win. Practice? They should probably practice. That's our show. I'll see everyone here in 2 weeks from now. It'll be an interesting show because we'll see what's happening with the playoffs at the time. It's going to be weird. But either way, join the Discord if you want to talk about this more. I'll be chatting about it from my undisclosed location next week. I will be posting the lineup still. If you haven't already followed on Twitter, it's up here. I can also post it down here to make sure everyone can get access to it pretty easily. Twitter. We also have the Discord. Do you cover LPL and LCK at all? Not yet. To be quite honest, we've only been focusing on LCS because there's only so much time in the day for me to watch League of Legends. As much as I love it, I have not been covering a whole lot. We bet it a bit in the beginning of the year. Boiler Tribe was part of that before we started streaming, and we did pretty well. My biggest advice is when in doubt, go with LPL because they kill a lot. But we're not covering this in particular. It's something that if we gain some more traction here and people start really getting into this a lot more, yeah, we'll expand to LEC, LPL, LCK. I do 100% plan on doing Worlds. I loved the Worlds last year. I did a lot of different betting on that one, and I would absolutely do content for that too. Especially the way it's set up too. I'd be okay doing a lot of quick hitters. Do a bunch of quick ones. Here's this group, here's this group, here's this group on a nightly basis. I like a lot more too. So, let's get into this more, and I'm more than willing to keep on doing it. As long as people enjoy it, I want to do it. LPL slaughters and LCK changes their lineup at 1 a.m. Yeah, that's the brutal part. I have a child. I'm sleeping at 1 a.m. So when you find out that, oh, guess what? Teddy's not starting ADC anymore for T1. I didn't know that. I was sleeping. Faker's benched. I was sleeping. Great. Gen G's the only team that keeps their lineup every single time. I go at BDD the one time he gets benched. Love IG, love RNG. I like to pick them over everyone a lot of times. I think they're great. Anyways, but the Discord, we don't talk much in the Discord. I miss talking to you guys. Feel free to join the Discord. Talk about it in game days. Talk about it in not game days. Talk about other things, right? And of course, if you want to get the lineups that I post in the Discord channel to the exclusive people who have access to that, subscribe on Patreon, right? I post it every single time. Veracity coin. Come on, Veracity coin. It's a great cryptocurrency. It's gonna peak at 1 cent pretty soon. It's for gamers like you and me. Check it out. It's pretty cool. Actually, it's very cool. I have 200-something thousand coins of that. But yeah, subscribe on Patreon. I'll post my lineups to the Discord. We can talk about dumb stuff too. Talk about League of Legends. Talk about money moves. Boiler Tribe loves talking about big money moves. He's all in on cryptocurrency and oil. So hopefully one of those are the future. Maybe. We'll see. But on that note, thank you everyone for coming. Hopefully you enjoyed this a lot. Both in the lineup. We'll see if this one does a little bit better than the last one. We called the EG upset, just didn't have the kills. I'm feeling the kills here. If we call the upset again here, I'm feeling the kills, that big dig energy. Thanks for joining. Have a good one, everybody. Good night.